The following is a presentation of The Day.
November is upon us, and that means the football season is coming down the stretch run, and what better place to turn our attention than Killingly High School, the number 2 team in the state of Connecticut, and undefeated, and the best team in the ECC all year long, plays host to the 4-3 Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. It's Military Appreciation Night here at Killingly. They will be honoring our veterans before the game, and all of the action is live on game day. Game day is brought to you by Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates. Hey, listen, in football, execution matters, and in legal matters, it's no different. Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates have been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because from personal injury to homeowner claims, their attorneys move their cases forward with the preparation and persistence it takes to win against those big insurance companies. So when the game gets tough, you need a legal team that won't back down. So contact Messier, Massad, Burdick, and Associates in New London and East Greenwich at 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBTeam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team? Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Pasta Santabria, as you see the Killingly Trailblazers heading to the field, holding their American flags, and I'm just going to let this be a visual. As you see there, Killingly's Hayden Allard with his American flag. I'll touch on that in a moment. But there, some of our military veterans throughout multiple generations, through multiple conflicts, invited here tonight on this special Veterans Appreciation Night. They will be lined up, and they will be where the Killingly team emerges from their classic entrance with the smoke and the cannons and the American flags. They'll also be saluting the men and women who have served our country, being honored here tonight in Killingly. Very nice moment. Killingly continues to do wonderful things here to honor the community, and the community loves some Trailblazer football. It's a wonderful match. So I mentioned we are going to talk about Hayden Allard. I have to eat some crow.
Yes.
So if you don't want crow, you want Phillies. We are now officially in the Phillies pregame.
This is Phillies, and welcome to What's on the Menu. Pull up the Phillies and order a cheesesteak and get 10% off. All you got to do is say every day is game day. Yeah.
So we are in the What's on the Menu, the Phillies pregame show, and I mentioned Hayden Allard along with brother Hunter Allard, and that's much different than I've been saying it for 3 years. We've been saying Allard, as has everyone. And finally, a family member of the Allard family approached you and said, hey, FYI, it's not Allard, it's Allard.
You got to put the A with the 2 dots on top. You know, and it's kind of an aura with what they do. I mean, it's amazing how we've been 3.5 years?
Yes, and so it's not just us. We've got other media folks here in the press box, including representatives from Killingly High School, and all went, we've never heard that before.
Never heard it.
So we did get confirmation. We sent our scouts into the stands. We talked to the family, and it is Hayden and Hunter Allard. But this is a key point. So everybody out there, this is a public service announcement from Game Day and all media. Families, if anyone ever, an announcer, a broadcaster, a newspaper person, a radio person, if anyone ever mispronounces your family name, tell them. Tell me, tell the people from the day, tell the people from the radio, tell the people from the press. We want to get your names right. We will never want to mispronounce a name. So to the Allard family, thank you for correcting us. Here come the Trailblazers.
Defending state champions, Killingly Trailblazers to the field.
So tonight, the Trailblazers play host to the 4-3 NFA Wildcats. 4 straight wins for the Wildcats. They are playing the best football they've played. They are going to be in for their biggest test of the year. I've got some nuggets and notes and some stats for you, Pasta. But you've seen NFA earlier in the season when they were in the midst of their struggles. 4 straight wins, including a season-changing win last second against Fitch. 4 straight wins. They are now sitting in the 8th spot in the Double L playoffs. If the playoffs started today, they'd be in. So this is a really good test for them after 4 straight wins. But Killingly, by all accounts, playing on a different level right now in the pantheon of great ECT teams in history. This Killingly team off of last year has a chance to sort of put themselves in that conversation.
No doubt. When I was seeing NFA with Xavier, one of the things that was missing was continuity and consistency, and that caused a lot of problems for them. But they got everything together intact, and they're ready to represent to go against these Trailblazers tonight.
So we are moments away from kickoff, and it is time to talk about what each team needs to do well. So it's the Rich's Auto Body keys to the game.
Here are the keys to the game. This is Rich's Auto Body's keys to the game.
Right now, NFA's 3 keys right here is to, 1, slow down the run. This is an impossible running team that Killingly Trailblazers have been representing all season long. But devoting more defenders, it could slow them down and give them a position to have some advantages during the course of the game. Second thing that I want to follow through is that you got to let Aaron cook. NFA's quarterback, Aaron Driscoll, has one of the biggest ECC arms and may lead some big plays through the air. The other thing, too, we have to follow through is that it's a big game for NFA. You know, they have playoff intentions, and Killingly isn't the only team here right now, so they have to play with that relentless passion and try to find out these moments they can get there. For Killingly, you don't want to change anything. It's kind of like a George Foreman 1-2 punch. Their offense has been rolling with good mixes of runs and passes, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Air traffic control, the DBs tonight have to make sure they keep an eye on Aaron Driscoll and Ryan Cleary, as that's the connection that NFA has through the air. Limit Cleary's touches and make Driscoll move his feet. And last but not least, my thing is all about special teams. Killingly has blocked numbers of kicks and pressured many others. Continue to do those special teams play and lead their advantage to the game.
Everyone wants their keys back fast, but you definitely want the job done right. Rich's Auto Body in New London, family owned and operated for 30 years, is the area's most trusted source for quality auto body work. Don't lose sleep over your auto body repairs. Rest easy knowing the job is in good hands with Rich's Auto Body.
Army National Guard.
We are in the What's on the Menu pregame show presented by Phillies. You see the Trailblazers there clapping for the military veterans that are in attendance tonight as they are being honored individually here at Killingly. Beautiful ceremony to start this opening game. So we talk about this Killingly team in the sort of the pantheon of great teams in the history of the ECC, and we've heard from Fitch people, we've heard from New London people, we've heard from Ledyard people, right? It's a great conversation, and I think at the end of this year, if this Killingly team does go on and finish undefeated, win another state championship, I already told Coach Neal I want to sit down with him, and I want him to trace over his career, 25 years in Killingly.
Good years.
I want him to trace what he thinks were the most important teams. I think there might be a little retrospective content, Peter, for the studio where we can actually bring in some of these historians and place. Say, let's do a segment on New London, on Fitch, on Ledyard, and on Killingly, because I think it's interesting to talk about where some of these teams fit. I think Coach Neal would say that without Team A, Team B can't happen, Team C can't happen, right? So without the early Whalers teams, then that 80s team doesn't happen, the 90s team doesn't happen, and so on. So this Killingly team, though, is winning in a way that is impressive on a number of levels. I'm going to throw some
them out to the fans. I know some of them. That's great.
If you take away the Killingly game from everybody they've played on their schedule,
right,
the teams are 31-13. Yep. So Killingly has played a very good schedule. The teams are 31-13. Yep. They gave Jonathan Law their only loss. Right. They gave Griswold one of only 2 losses. Yep. Every team on their schedule is 500 or better, and Killingly has run roughshod. Conversely, if you look at NFA's schedule, if you took NFA off their schedules, they're 16-26.
Yeah.
Meaning they have not played a great schedule. And in fact, Xavier's only win this year.
Right.
Killingly. Trumbull, 2 wins.
Yep.
One of them against NFA rather. So if you look at it, it would seem like NFA has not played the quality of teams that Killingly has.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Neal said that Jonathan Law team is the biggest, most physical team they've faced this year, and thinks the NFA team, healthy, might rival that. So this is going to be an interesting test for them to look at the size, right?
Definitely. Yeah, the balance of the game is that NFA is healthy. They have a lot of good speed in their game, and they also have some elusiveness that can compete with these guys. So they have to be disciplined. You know, Trailblazers have to do what they normally do and not take them lightly and go after them physically.
We are almost ready for the coin toss as the captains go out. That will wrap up the What's on the Menu Phillies pregame show. Hey, big news. That opening for Phillies in Groton is official. They are open across from the sub base. You can go and get you the ECC's favorite cheesesteak in this brand new spot right across from the sub base in Groton. Phillies is there. They're also hiring as always, so you can become part of the Phillies family. Phillies across from the sub base. Brand new spot. Great location. Go get the cheesecake. Go get a cheesesteak. Then get a cheesecake at Phillies.
You got a sweet tooth tonight, brother.
Game day brought to you, of course, by Dairy Queen. Locations in Groton, Taffville, and Pawcatuck. Dairy Queen is the place to go for fabulous food and sweet treats that can't be beat. When you need something satisfying, go to Dairy Queen. So you'd think, as winter gets here, why would I go to Dairy Queen? And the answer is, it's never a bad time for an ice cream blizzard.
And plus, they have hot fudge. It's hot.
That's correct. That's their answer to the winter months. So we are moments away from the NFA kickoff as the two teams will head back to their respective benches. As always, it's been a few weeks since we've done this, so as always, all touchdowns brought to you by Great Wolf Lodge, and all tackles for loss brought to you by Hyde Park Landscape. I have heard that many people think that there have been more. They didn't realize how many tackles for losses there were until they got the Hyde Park logo over and over again. So
it's helped a lot of families too. When I said, when you hear Hyde Park, something special happened, they'd be like, all right, I'll keep an eye on the Hyde.
So, Great Wolf Lodge and Hyde Park as we head towards the opening kickoff. But we will be taking a pause on Veterans Appreciation Night here at Killingly for our national anthem, and then we will be right into the opening kick.
Thank you for your understanding, and let's have a great evening of football. Now, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Go get the division, Killingly!
And there's a plane that went right by there. Unbelievable, Case. Flew right by.
We had a flyover, and he got it out. There it is.
Right on time.
All right, so I continually am amazed by how Killingly ups the game.
Yeah. Casey, they got cannons. They got the opening with Metallica. They got the fans here. They were packed here an hour before the game. This is a very traditional town, and the excitement is up to par tonight.
Hey, if you live in Eastern Connecticut, you belong at Norwich Free Academy. From college prep and career pipelines to arts, athletics, and tech programs, NFA offers more opportunities than any other high school in the region. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. So engage your future at NFA. Visit nfaschool.org. So the Norwich Free Academy Wildcats, NFA, will receive the opening kick. They'll be going left to right in the all-white uniforms with the red helmets. The Killingly Trailblazers in the maroon and gold will be going right to left. And I was down on the field, and there is a pretty strong wind going with Killingly right now. So this kick will be going with the wind. It was blowing, and if you look at the flag, which is blowing pretty steadily off in the distance there, you can see it blowing straight at NFA.
25, losing play on back deep to return for NFA.
Cooper Logie will be kicking it off for Killingly. Ball at the 40-yard line, and we are underway. High end-over-end kick with the wind all the way down inside the 5. Cleary muffs it at the goal line, and he is not going to get out past the 10 or to the 12-yard line. So making a little bit something after the muff is Ryan Cleary, and that's where Aaron Driscoll and the NFA offense will have its first possession. Looks like they're going to mark it down right at the 14-yard line.
So that wind was definitely a factor in that kick, as it was staying up in the air and caused that special teams to get there and make a play like that.
I'd gotten into such football mode once that during soccer, a ball went up in the air and I said it an end over end. And Peter reminded me the ball's round. It doesn't have ends.
That's right.
I got to get back into football mode now. Motion across. Handoff. Not much doing. First carry of the game goes to McLesson Maddox Moore, and not a lot. Hunter Allard on the tackle, and I'm glad we learned, because of course we're going to say the Allard name 700 times tonight.
Even the announcers making the corrections too.
That's right.
Yeah. This defense is going to be really good. They're going to love to stack the box, knowing that NFA is a running team first and second down, and as you can see they're very disciplined right now with the two covered look.
Going to hand it off again, decent hole, and up past the 20 to the 23-yard line goes Caden Alves, or is that Magnus King? Magnus King.
Yeah, Magnus.
With the run there. So King gets it out, so it'll be 3rd and short, but a 3rd and 1, very manageable. And we're going to talk a little bit about what has given Killingly problems this year and what has given NFA problems this year after this 3rd down attempt. Remember, they're into the wind. Hand it off again to King. Cuts it outside, and he'll have enough for the first down as he crosses the 25 to the 26. Chains will move. Tackled on the play by Peyton Wallace. But we saw Killingly get off to a slow start against Fitch. Fitch actually had the lead. Teams have been able to run the ball in limited success against them this year. So I would say if Coach Neal had two issues, slow starts and run defense early have been problematic at times for Killingly. Driscoll to roll and throw on first down. Incomplete, intercepted by Allard, and there's the weapon. Touchdown, boom. Just like that. Hayden Allard, pick 6. He does it like nobody else. He's the best in the league at it, and there's another one, Trailblazers.
Unbelievable job there. No pressure. It was a good thrown ball, but the receiver didn't jump on it. You got to get to that ball, and Allard did. Took it all the way downtown.
That is a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown. First one of the game for Killingly, as the pass was off the mark, right into the hands of Allard, and he tiptoed down the sideline. 6-0 Trailblazers. Nothing better than a defensive score. They do love that. Logie in to kick the extra point. Flag, I think they thought Killingly might have moved.
One of the things that was a key component of the game was how is this defensive back are going to play this guy. They've been playing that cover 4 shell look, which they could jump into anything there. And that read was unbelievable. I seen the receiver going. He matched 1-to-1 with him, saw the quarterback, and got the pick right there. Great job.
So now the ball will be marked back to the 15-yard line, so it effectively makes it a 25-yard extra point. Logie's got plenty of leg. The question will just be snap and hold. High snap, holds good, kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, 7-0 Trailblazers with 10:06 remaining here in the quarter. let's take a look at that throw and what Allard did to step in front.
Okay, as they're both all dropping back to their zones, you see Allard, he read it really quick. It went overthrown, and then there's his natural running back skills just going in there. Nice, easy run. You know, we talk about how this defense has been profound and how they've been working through those little issues. Their size is the only thing I feel has been a problem, but they've matched with their speed and their blitz calls. That's one of the key things that can help them adjust during the games. Imagine that.
Like I said, he's the best in the business at it. He's the best in the business at it. We just got word that Hayden Allard's pick six set the state record for career pick sixes, touchdowns defensively. That is a remarkable stat.
Got to have Peter put that into the pounds of pasta with the questions there. I'll answer that right.
Here comes an NFA kickoff from Logie. Another high booming kick, and this time Cleary's going to let it bounce into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, and that's where
the end zone for a touchback.
NFA will set up shop. I go back to Jamal Johnson, who was, I think, probably the best I had ever seen, and he went on and led the country in college in that as well. He was a weapon as a cornerback, defensive back. Allard's a little different with how he's bigger, he's longer, but we've seen him make picks in coverage almost like a safety and return him 100 yards. So he's just it's not just his cover skills, it's once he has the ball, he's just lightning. First down, little trap play. And not a whole lot there. Maybe 3 for Maddox Moore.
NFA just has to continue to have these run calls because these running backs are running physical, and that could break any kind of tackle. The thing right now is that Killenly's speed is really dominating and getting back into those gaps and making their reads. They're making fits that are really going to be successful on defense. Just got to find a way to break a tackle right here. Wildcats got to have something going.
NFA wants to be physical up front. Killenly, of course, prides itself on its physicality. Driscoll to throw. Quick out and incomplete as he was looking for Radley Gonzalez off his hands. It'll be third down.
For number 11, Radley Gonzalez. That'll bring up 3rd and 8 for NFA.
You know, NFA wants to keep it on the ground as much as possible as they are going dead into the wind. Driscoll on the rollouts, that pass sailed on him. That one there was a better one, and I think that's a pass that Gonzalez would normally catch. 3rd and 8 for NFA. Driscoll to throw. Rolling, throws in incomplete behind his intended receiver, Clayhar, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and we will get a punt from NFA, and that's going to be into the wind, so Killenly should have very good field position as they will send Aiden Lamott back to return, and he'll stand at his own 45-yard line. So should be good field position for the Trailblazers, already up 7-0. Wyatt Woodworth in to punt. Killenly, I think Lamont is giving a little too much credit considering the wind.
Yeah.
This would be, I don't think it's going to go 60 yards, 50 yards in the air. High snap, going to have to get it off, and he does, but it's straight up into the air, and it goes sideways out of bounds. Killenly's going to have great field position at the NFA 35-yard line.
Special teams. The setup with the kickoff and making this defense right now play defense and force this offense to come back. Special teams has been the ingredient to make them blend in together.
Well, we saw in the grade 8, Ryan Webster blocking the punt, recovering it in the end zone. Killenly's punt block team has been not only effective, they have blocked multiple punts this year. They've been very, very aggressive. That time, sensing the wind was in play, they went after it, got a bad snap on top of it, and ultimately great field position.
We got the wishbone here, Case.
Wide toss to Allard. He's going to throw. Brother, looking for brother. Hayden Allard just overthrown, but a flag on the play as Hunter Allard was interfered with on the goal line.
Number 32, Hayden.
Now that was a good matchup. The size matchup there with Allard being at least a foot taller than the defensive back. Just kind of over-rotated. Again, that throw was a throw that the wind kind of got involved in there.
It sailed on him a little bit, but it's going to give a 15-yard, so they'll have it back at the 20-yard line. Remember, in high school, it's a 15-yard penalty, and they'll mark it from the 35, which is where they had started. Should go up to the 20. And it was actually the 36, so it's at the 21. And Quinn Sumner, the senior quarterback, will get back under center, and they will operate in the same formation that they had that pass from. Mackey as the fullback, handoff outside, and bouncing it outside was Caden Girton. And so what you see here, by the way, is it's inevitable. Every year, Killingly has that other back.
It comes in, and he spices it up a little bit.
And as they move on throughout the year, it's usually an underclassman, and it's almost like, who are we turning it over to next year?
Sophomore, somebody explosive. They take all the good stuff with them. You had Thunder and Lightning, Earth, Wind, and Fire. These guys have pronounced all great running backs throughout their career.
Stretch play, Allard. Pushed down after he got inside the 10. I think they'll mark him after a first down. So it will be 1st and goal if they mark him inside the 10. We'll see where they actually end up.
First down.
So they won't, just inside the 10 it looks like. They're going to mark him down at the 9. So 1st and goal, Killingly from the 9. Already up 7-0 on the Allard pick 6. Mackey, the fullback. Girton on the right. Allard on the left. Sumner. Hands off to Girton. And nicely tackled on the outside. Getting there for Norwich Free Academy was Jeremiah Dixon. And he cleaned up the play. Also in on the tackle, big 64 Bishop Gaskins.
Yeah, definitely was a good play by the big man. Right now these DBs are actually coming up and trying to help in that run support, and that's the extra players that can come and make those plays. So, in this goal line situation, that does favor the Wildcats. 2nd
down, I formation now for the Trailblazers. Dive goes to Mackey. Mackey inside the 5, churning forward to the 3-yard line. And if you missed the feature on Joseph Mackey, power lifting has served him well. I had to watch it 3 times to make sure the numbers that were reported were accurate. But basically, he can squat my car, bench press my shed, and deadlift me.
Shout out to the barn. Their conditioning,
he can bench press the barn.
Phenomenal. Yeah, they continue to work out and lift throughout the course of the season and balance it out. These guys are strong.
3rd and goal. Sumner rolls right, has a man in the end zone. Touchdown, Mackey. Joseph Mackey from Quinn Sumner for a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown. Hey, it's always Sumner. It's always Sumner at Great Wolf Lodge.
There you go, Case. Fire it up. That was a great play, and giving it to Mackey to finish it off was just his due diligence. That's the brotherhood in this program that I feel has been above the rest in the league.
So Logie will come in and attempt the extra point. Ball looking to go up 14-0 in the Trailblazers.
Jaden Barnett to hold Cooper Logie to attempt the extra point.
Good snap, good hold, good kick. 14-0 Trailblazers. Let's take a look at what is outstanding play action here on the big 3rd and goal play.
No doubt, the rollout play, always good. It makes that defensive end on that side suck on in and was out of the play. He could have ran it in, but he decided, let me give it to my brother. He's working hard there. Great teamwork by the Trailblazers.
14-0 Trailblazers, still 7.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And it's time for another NFA kickoff as Logie will stay in and kick this one back. Cleary, who we have seen muff one and then let one go into the end zone. I think, personally, if I'm Cleary, you can't let one go into the end zone. I want you trying to – you're too dynamic a player. Even if you end up at the 15, I'll take my chances because you might get us to midfield. And this offense can't be expected to go up and down the field. Right. So they got to find a way to get a short field.
Yeah, I've always learned through Coach Cochran used to bring a philosophy there that if you have an offensive start behind that 20, chances are it's like really, really low to score. And so if you put this position on a team on offense, it's going to be really difficult for NFA. They got to get some kind of explosion.
High end over end kick again. Cleary will take it at his own 5-yard line. He heads up the field. Tries to break a tackle at the 20 and can't. good special teams play from the Trailblazers, and that's where NFA will set up shop. Peyton Wallace on the tackle for Killingly.
NFA will start 1st and 10 from the 21.
You know, I look at this defense that the Trailblazers represent, and you can see that the low numbers are defensive linemen on the ground, moving their feet. And one of the things that I do admire is Coach Neal really emphasizes hand movement and getting off blocks quickly. Because those guys, even though they're mismatched right now with size, can get off the ball and get to that ball right there.
Handoff, jet sweep, Clayhar, 3 maybe, Mackey on the tackle.
Number 25, Rujan Clayhar on the sweep.
They'll give him 2, 2nd and 8 coming up for the Wildcats.
It'll be 2nd and 9 for NFA.
We even hear some fans out there making the corrections.
Allard, yes. Handoff, and not much doing center of the line there to bring down Alercius, and it'll bring up 3rd and let's call it 8.
One of the things that maybe parents might not know, when linebackers are on that level, the importance of the front line is to create some kind of disruption, but also give the linebacker a chance to read his key. And those keys lead to certain plays. So as you can see, these linebackers are really in their stance looking. The defensive linemen are helping them read their keys to get to the ball.
3rd and 7. Driscoll throws. Incomplete on the far side and knocked away. And it'll be another punt situation for NFA. This offense, which has struggled this year, really not able to get anything going against this Killingly Trailblazers defense.
You know, one thing I do admire about Killingly program, the coaches are really, really in-depth and dedicated to film work. You see it on the special team plays. That's why they dominate with special teams and blocks and special plays. Same thing here. They read that offense. They know every concept of that offense, and they give these kids a chance to learn it. So far, Trailblazers are doing very well on defense.
Should get another short field as Lamont stands right at midfield. NFA had a problem with the snap, high snap, which resulted in a difficult kick. Better this time. Punt up into the wind, and that's going to be the same result. Takes a sideways bounce out of bounds, but Killingly again will have it on the short field. It'll be at the NFA 39-yard line.
Short punt. Killingly will take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So 1st and 10 from the 40. Killingly has operated twice on the NFA side of things with that wind. And with 6:02 remaining, NFA needs a defensive stop. The one time Killingly possessed it, they went right down the field and scored. Now they have it at the Wildcat 40. I formation, Sumner, hands off. Allard gets perhaps a yard. Seemed to be pretty hard.
Well, they're playing no holds barred, brother.
No penalty, so no, it wasn't marred.
And about 1 yard, it'll be 2nd and 9.
It's not soccer, so there's no card. 2nd and 9. Killingly will stay in the I. Mackey is the fullback. Twin receivers to the right. Sumner. Play action. Has a man over the middle, and it's just out of the reach of Hunter Allard. And there's where I think the wind put a little extra carry on it. Well thrown ball, and he was open, but Sumner just outreach.
Well, these coaches know when they play that man concept that they had right there, they have 8 men in the box and just try to match up with the outside. Quinn had an opportunity to throw a nice ball there, but it was just, you're right, the wind just took it and let it go.
And that was overthrown by a yard.
Yeah.
But I wasted all my rhyming on the last play.
I'm trying to think of something with Ard, but I'm gonna keep it real right here.
3rd and 9. Sumner rolls right. Throws, and it's high and caught right at the sticks.
What a catch.
Hunter Allard caught it at the sticks.
Sumner pass complete to number 35, Hunter Allard.
He's really close, but he's going to be short.
That's a no-brainer on 4th and a foot here for Killingly. This could be the quarterback sneak too. They do that really well.
Really?
They're like an NFL team with the quarterback and sneak. Sumner's really, really good at it.
Well, he's a tall, strong kid. I tell you, this program has been based on their off-season trainings, and they've been really physical throughout the year.
And we got movement on the right. That'll back him up 5, so it's going to go from 4th and 1 to 4th and 6, which will change the game call.
False start on Killingley.
I think these are the things that Coach Neal wants to limit, you know, the key mistakes of offsides, you know, holding, stuff like that that would put him in situations like this. So these are things that he'll address throughout the film work.
So back to 4th and 6. They'll stay in that power set.
Man.
Toss. First down by Allard as he gets right up to the 26-yard line. So the chains will move.
Hayden Allard on the carry. Pickup of about 9 yards and a Killingley first down.
So chains will move, another first down for the Trailblazers.
You know what I admire about him? When they run the inside game, Casey, it looks like it's very slow, you know, gritty. You know, they get a couple yards there. As soon as they work that outside game, off tackle to the outside, that speed is showing there. The Trailblazer speed is very physical. Those running backs attacking to the backers. It's like a no-holds-barred attitude.
So 1st and 10. Sumner will head up to the line, take his time. Patient Killingley offense. Handoff to Allard, and again, a good job by the center of the NFA defense. They stood it up early, and Cameron Bell Snow, the big lineman we featured on the Josh's Worldwide features this week. Very big and strong young man that loves to play defense. He's become a great offensive lineman, but he still loves to play the interior line. Back to the power package here on 2nd and 8. Play action. Sumner over the middle. Has him incomplete as it just went off the fingertips of Colin Senecal, but well covered out there by the Wildcats. I think that was a good throw and just on the fingertips of Senecal.
Timing is just a little bit off right now with the passing game.
So 3rd and 8. Sumner. And they stay in that same package. Now they switch to power on the left. Toss to Allard. Good hole. Good cut. Good vision. First down, Trailblazers. And that one will take them all the way inside the 20 to the 12. And back in the red zone are the Trailblazers, and they'll go hurry up. They'll get right up to the line, stay in that power package. They go toss right this time, looking to get wide and cutting it inside. Nice tackle on the outside by Nyrell Ross. And it will keep Allard to a 3-yard gain rather than perhaps a 6 or 7-yard gain. That's a nice shoestring tackle.
Yeah, definitely the battle of the trenches is physical out there. I've been seeing this young man, Michael Allen, 54, for the Trailblazers. Speed as a guard and pancaking people there. These guys are battling, and it's, you know, tell all these parents, if you want to see a great job in the front, look at those guys. Don't worry about those pretty boy running backs and quarterbacks out there. Those kids are putting it in.
2nd down. That wide toss. Allard sheds one tackle, but can't get rid of Mablesson Maddox-Moore.
Number 32, Hayden Allard. Taking down by number 20, Mablesson Maddox-Moore.
Yeah, Mablesson is one of the best key players for at the Wildcats. And
about 1 yard.
I mean, running into him, he's going to definitely do his job.
Well, most people would get shed there.
Yeah.
When Allard gets that stiff arm out, he's usually able to shed most tacklers. Maddox-Moore stayed right there with him and held them to a minimal gain, so it'll be 3rd and 5. Ball's going to be inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Sumner. Wide toss right, fake, keeps it himself, rolls left, and puts his head down and tumbles into the end zone for a touchdown. Again, it's always Sumner at Great Wolf Lodge. Enjoy it all winter long. Trailblazers 20-0 as Quinn Sumner faked the pitch right, rolled left, and you know he loves to absorb that contact. He gets in the end zone.
What a play fake on that one. The end was just sucked in. It's one of the things that we always teach the defensive ends, keep your reads, and if someone's going down, look for the guy coming back out. And he did.
To attempt the extra point.
Logie in for the extra point. We got a flinch. Defense flinched, and that flinched the Trailblazers, and that's going to bring them back to another 5-yard loss for the extra point. So that's twice we've seen that. Didn't affect Logie at all in the first one, but now it'll again be backed up. And it'll make it a 25-yard extra point.
And these are mistakes that you don't want to happen in a big
Good snap. Kick is up. And straight down the middle with plenty of leg. 21-0. Trailblazers on top. And I think Sumner had everybody fooled on this fake toss.
No, it's awesome. We always say that those guys up top, the scouts looking at it, will always say, hey, that end's not disciplined. And when you get that call, the quarterback keep or roll out, something to that factor, it's going to be nice and easy for the Trailblazers.
Clayhard did the right thing. He tried to go low and take him out, low because he was overmatched size-wise. Yeah. But, he just loves, Sumner does, to absorb contact. Yep. And he just tackled himself into the end zone. 21-0 Trailblazers.
He almost did a somersault.
Almost did a somersault, too.
Check that out. Check that on that one, huh?
We still have 2 minutes left in the quarter, by the way. 21-0 killing us.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I've when you have a program that's that effective and they know how to attack it, they're going to stay with it full speed until they stop it. And, this is why we got this score right now.
We have some scores from around the league as we go throughout the course of the game. Obviously, the ECC has many teams in the playoff hunt right now, so all games are at a premium. As the kick bounces into the end zone, Cleary lets it go, and the NFA kickoff is a touchback, and the NFA offense will come onto the field.
This quarter is kind of like a boxer that just keeps that fighter in that corner just keeps on throwing those punches, not giving them a chance to get out of the hole. And in NFA right now, their mentality is just trying to get a first down is one of their biggest things. So when you kind of put that pressure on that offense, it does really, make them factor out with these 3 and outs.
So first down, Wildcats, ball at the 20-yard line. Driscoll from the shotgun will hand it off inside, a good hole and a good run from Cleary as they move their weapon, Ryan Cleary, into the backfield, and that's a gain of 8 on first down.
Yeah, Cleary is that key factor in that team, and right there, that was a real good play. That's a great start for them. Have second and short, gives them possibilities.
So second down, NFA, they'd be more than happy to get this clock to 0 and switch fields and have the wind at their back. They've been going into the wind and into the Trailblazers now for this entire quarter. Pressure off the end. Nice block by the guard who kicked out. And a first down run
number 26,
comes from King.
Taken down by number 26, Joseph Gould.
Gould made the tackle, but not until the chains are moving. And a first down, like you mentioned. NFA needed one.
This is a big win for them now. Let's go to that next first down. They have enough talent on that team to score. You just got to make sure they get that continuity going, and it seems like right now they have some kind of vision right here they're working on.
Credit the right guard, Marcus.
Oh, yeah. That was a great block by the big man.
Marcus Gracia.
Yeah.
Kicked out the blitzing end and gave King enough room for that first down. Handoff again, and good yardage to the 40-yard line. King on first down, brought down by Hunter Allard, but not until another gain of 7. And so NFA offensive line, which looked like they were doing this earlier in the game, NFA's gotten itself in trouble when it's tried to throw the football.
Yeah. They're slicing it in between the tackles. I think they're doing a good job there because they're going downhill. And this defense right now is designed to movement and go downhill. And right now, NFA has to be more consistent with this kind of play calling.
2nd and 4. Handoff again to King. Cuts it back.
There you go.
And right up to the sticks. And it's going to be enough to move the chains and probably enough to get us to the end of the first quarter as the clock is running with under 10 remaining. And NFA, I think, will be content to let this thing roll down. So As the clock ticks to zeros, we are at the end of one. Killingly 21, NFA 0. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. Injuries can happen anywhere, on the road, at work, and where you least expect it. When an injury knocks you down, the legal team at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates is here to pick you up. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates has been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because their personal injury attorneys fight for your fair compensation so you can focus on recovery. After life's hardest hits, let their team of attorneys carry the ball for you. Contact Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-team and mmbteam.com. Why have one attorney? You can have a team. Second quarter about to start. Quinn Sumner, the Trailblazers quarterback, accounting for 2 of the Trailblazers scores thus far. Some out-of-town scores of note. Griswold 6, Stonington nothing. West Haven 7, Fitch 6. Waterford 7, Wyndham 6. Those are the big 3 games we'll be looking at throughout the course of the evening. Here it's first down and 10 NFA. Cleary with the handoff, and he is met in the hole immediately by Joseph Gould for a minimal gain.
Yeah, now this defense right now is doing pretty much an adjustment that I always seen and I love. You know, you slide that strong safety into the box, kind of creep them in there. Offense might hold them unaccountable, and that's where we're starting to see them now to stuff them up a little bit. So see if the offense could see that and have an opportunity for a pass play.
2nd and 9. Motion is Cleary. Driscoll, whistle blown, and that's usually a false start. And it will be, so that'll back up NFA 5 more. Can't have those kinds of mistakes when you're down 21-0 in particular.
No.
So it's 2nd and 14.
14 for NFA.
Wildcats send Cleary in motion again. Inside handoff goes to Maddox Moore, and he will get over the 45-yard line to the 47, so he gets back the penalty yards
7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7
and a couple more, so it'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. I will let you know that 3 pounds of pasta this week, as much as I wanted it to all be about Wildcats, particularly the movie, it is not. It is not about Trailblazers or Wildcats.
I watched that movie 3 times since I've been
studying it, I know. That's why I didn't go that way.
Man, boy. Heartbreak Ridge. You always make me wear the wrong shirts.
3rd and 7. Wildcats trying to get another first down and keep them in this thing down 3 scores. Driscoll fakes to Cleary. Has a man. It's caught. Heading down the sidelines. And into the end zone. Mekhi Howard, touchdown Wildcats. Big play just when they needed it. Driscoll hits Howard. Howard shows the speed, and he almost ran all the way to Great Wolf Lodge, celebrating that touchdown.
Very, very good play. That's called a mesh read play, where you have one receiver, the motion receiver going back, but the other receiver going across. And there was a man principle or the confusion there as he was left wide open, and as soon as he caught it, he had the alley and a good blocker to lead the way.
Just what NFA needed, a chance to get on the board, and they do. And in for the extra point is Woodworth. They say they need a man, and we're going to get a timeout on an extra point, which is a mistake you don't want to make. So with that timeout, we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. In football, execution matters. And in legal matters, it's no different. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates has been voted best law firm 6 years running by readers of the day because from personal injury to homeowner claims, their attorneys move their cases forward with the preparation and persistence it takes to win against the big insurance companies. When the game gets tough, you need a legal team that won't back down. Contact Messier, Massad, and Burdick and Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team? So NFA had to take a timeout because they didn't have enough people on the field for the extra point, and now Wyatt Woodworth will come in to attempt it. Holds good. Snap was on time, and the kick is good. Let's take a look at the touchdown to Howard, and you talked a little bit about that mesh play.
As the motion goes across, the safeties are rolling, and then that safety that's on the backside supposed to pick him up. He didn't. You can see he's chasing him in confusion. And, yeah, those are one of those reads where you have to communicate really loud that you're going to bump over. So you can either bump over or stay man-to-man with that, and they didn't. That mesh read was a good play.
So NFA cuts into the lead. It's 21-7, and they'll kick it off. This kickoff brought to you by NFA, as Woodworth will put it at his own 40. So I will tell you that the 3 pounds of pasta, which is coming up at halftime as always, involves
Is it
seasons.
saucy? It's saucy? Or seasons?
It involves seasons.
Okay, all right.
Is that a founding father joining us here in the
There's
the founding father in the front row?
Look like George Washington. What great pride this community has.
Coming up and taking it on the fly and dropping it, picking it up again is Hunter Allard. And now he's straight up the middle. One person to beat, gets to the outside, and he gone! Whoa! Touchdown, Hunter Allard. Ironically, on a kickoff brought to you by NFA, he takes it back to the house against NFA. And the founding father, George Washington, was very happy to see it.
Yeah, he threw an apple on the field with that kind of excitement. What a great job by the special team players. They knew the ball was kicked deep, but they stayed with their man principle, maintaining that block, and Al just took off like he just got off the block on the track and ran it right down to the end zone. Awesome play.
What a sort of deflating moment when you just score a touchdown and on the kickoff you give one right back up again.
That is the reply that the Trailblazers just put out right now.
So extra point coming from Logie. It's up and through and true, and just like that, an answer from the Trailblazers. It's 28-7. So, 3 pounds of pastas. It involves, we'll say it involves months or seasons. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you.
All right.
But I do want to share that I watched a fabulous documentary on Yacht Rock. And if you're not a fan of Yacht Rock, that's because you don't really know enough about Yacht Rock, because I promise you are. Promise you're a fan of Yacht Rock, and it's
what's Yacht Rock?
Yacht Rock is anything it's probably what you associate with listening to in the dentist's office back when you were a kid. Christopher Cross, Steely Dan.
Oh, okay.
Doobie Brothers. If Michael McDonald was singing on it, it's Yacht Rock.
My dentist played a banjo. You know, he was right there on the corner where the CFA's at. You know, he's a nice guy. He would sit back and say, "You did a great job. I like your teeth. It smells good." And he plays the banjo for like 5 minutes and sends me back out. Then my brothers would go in. Yeah, didn't even know that.
NFA kickoff as the Trailblazers are on top 28-7. Kickoff comes down to one of the up men and brought out to the 40-yard line by Mekhi Howard. And that's where NFA will have its first possession after scoring a touchdown, going in the direction where they scored the touchdown, but just having given up a touchdown.
Yeah, and a better field position as well. That was a good return there. Set the tone for the offense to now make a goal to get over that 50 and try to make another play.
So Driscoll right about where they threw the pass to Howard for the touchdown. Handoff, and a gain about 4 yards from Lercius on first down.
Handoff number 10, Lucian Lercius.
Second
Gain of
and
about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5.
well, 2nd and 5. Good run on first down, keeping the down and distance manageable.
You know, you were talking about, you know, the defense and experience of these guys. You know, they played some games that they learned how to deal with critical situations and more confidently are able to make these adjustments.
2nd and 5. Motion. Hand off to Cleary. And he's hit by Mackey at the line of scrimmage, and I believe he lost a yard. And when you lose a yard, it's time to get the experts in to help you fix that yard. Hyde Park. It's a Hyde Park cleanup.
Yeah, Mackey's phenomenal. I'm looking at him, and I just like the way he reads. He doesn't take an aggressive step to be off balance. He makes sure he gets to that gap, and when he does tackle, I mean, the fundamentals. We've seen it during the pregame. That coach emphasizes tackling for the whole entire team. That tackle was a really good tackle.
3rd and 5. Ball right at the 45-yard line. Driscoll's going to throw. Very clean pocket. Drops way back. Slings a deep ball into coverage, and it's incomplete, but the flag will be thrown as 11 on 11 was Radley Gonzalez of NFA being defended by Aiden Lamont. Lamont didn't turn around, kind of just ran right into him, and it was funny because Gonzalez saw it and just put his hands up the whole time, like, hey, like I got nothing.
So families that don't know that out there, when we're a defender and the ball's being thrown to a defender and receiver, the defender must turn around and make a look and attempt for the ball. If he tries to shield him, that's something that they've made the changes on the rules, and that right there is why he has a penalty.
So it'll be 1st and 10 NFA, ball at the Trailblazer 40-yard line. Driscoll, by the way, that's the deepest drop I've seen a quarterback take. He had to throw it 20 yards just to get it to the line of scrimmage. Cleary in motion. Driscoll drops, looking for a middle screen, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Galarza. Galarza for Killingly has their second interception of the game. He snuffed out the screen pass, and he picked it off, and the senior, Trevor Galarza, has the Trailblazers in business.
You know, this year we've been seeing, defensive linemen put up, great show. And I mean, that might be, well, not one of the grade 8s, but, that's a hard thing to do as a defender when you're going towards the quarterback and your ears ring about a screen call or someone knowing that read. You have to drop back quick. You see how he used his height? Finally made that touch, bobbled the ball, and got it right back on him. It's a great defensive play there. What a turnaround right now.
Wide set for Killingly. Sumner gives it to Mackey. Mackey bounces it outside. Mackey puts his head down, helmet down, and finally brought down by Maddox Moore. But a big gain on first down for Joe Mackey.
I'll tell you, Mackey is like the Mack attack of this offensive series and in this half. He's been playing good on defense. But his running game, I mean, the first time we saw him in week 1, being safe, holding the ball tight. Now he's got this confidence. He's running there aggressively.
Clock down to under 8 minutes, but the Trailblazers feeling good about their down and location. They are already inside the 30-yard line, already up 3 scores here in the first half. Back to the I formation, Allard and Mackey. This time it's given to Allard, and he is hit very quickly and brought down. First guy there was Cameron Bell Snow. And if you look at Cameron Bell Snow and Civil, who's right next to him, big 77.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. Monster. I mean, those guys are. That's a lot of man. That's a lot of body right there in the middle. That is why they have given running teams problems.
And the Killingly offensive line is not a small line. Those guys right there, you see the size matchup from the center to the nose guard. That kid's a big kid.
That is a lot of humanity in the middle of that NFA line. Stretch handoff goes to Mackey, and he's hit again by Bell Snow, and also by linebacker Success is in as well, and
gain of 3 yards.
Gain will be 3, so it'll be 3rd and 4.
This defense is really good. It's a really run defense. It's got 5 linemen. Those 2 outside guys crashing in, the 3 backers going against this double tight system. It does help, but the play action can really suck them in, so they got to be really disciplined.
3rd and 4. Power set. Play action.
Wide open.
Sumner to throw. Has the man, and it is complete to Mackey.
Mackey's on fire today.
Right down to the 10-yard line where it will be first and goal, Trailblazers. Good hands from Mackey.
First and goal from the 10-yard line.
Power set for the Trailblazers. Sumner, wide toss left to Allard. Oh, what a cut.
Wow.
Touchdown. Beautiful move from Hayden Allard. Great Wolf Lodge touchdown as he towed wide, cut it strong, and that is another score for the Trailblazers. Man, is this offense good.
Fundamentals, basic, and attack is just, well done. The coaching staff, I feel like they're really communicating well, finding out the weakness of this defense and getting those points where they need it.
I mean, this offense, it doesn't necessarily look flashy, but they just move the ball at will against everybody.
Yep.
Low snap, so this one's going to have to be a little bit on the fly. Heading towards the end zone and getting there is the holder, Jaden Barnett. 2-point conversion is good. It's 36-7 as Barnett took the low hold, or the low snap. He couldn't get it down for a hold.
Yeah.
He just rolled out right with it, and he had nothing in front of him, and he strolled in for the 2-point conversion. Watch the cut here by Allard.
He presses and bounces to the outside. That's amazing. And those are things that the coaches drill. Where you press into a gap, allow that defender to suck in, then work your hips out. So, really phenomenal job with all the work ethic that this program has.
36-7, NFA has been hit with a buzzsaw that is the Killingly Trailblazers. And I would say don't feel bad because it is what has happened to everyone. I mean, you look back last week, Griswold rolled into Killingly, or Killingly rolled into Griswold and threw up a 60 spot, right? 60-13. So, and it's just there, it does. We just got a shout out from the junior voice of Game Day, and he said it's the most dominant team he's witnessed on Game Day.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't remember how crazy it is.
I think last year that team had a lot of abilities, but they were different.
Onside kick from Killingly on the NFA kickoff and recovered by the Trailblazers.
Wow, what a tempo change, continuing to be aggressive. And that's exciting when you get all three phases of the game where kids are playing with energy and, the design of it. And right behind that backdrop, there's a beautiful moon set up there. Oh, great night for football, brother.
So the Trailblazers will set up shop, and right now, that is an ominous, that's a bad moon rising for NFA. First and 10, Trailblazers inside NFA territory. Fake the handoff. Deep ball. Man open, and it is caught, juggled, and caught again, and there goes Hunter Allard, and that is a great 8 candidate. That's right.
I'm going to call it out right now. I have my 8 fingers up in the air. That was beautiful. Wow.
Great Wolf Lodge touchdown as Allard caught it, lost it, caught it again, and then broke the tackle into the end zone. And what a performance from this Killingly offense.
Unbelievable, the energy of that play. Man, someone put an extra cup of sugar in my coffee. Woo!
When the people in the booth are yelling grade 8 at you, that's when you know a play.
It was right behind you. I had the 8 fingers up when he started to take off.
Another bad snap. Barnett's going to keep it this time, and not much going on. Maddox Moore got to him first, so back to even keel. 42-7, Killingly on top of NFA.
NFA, they made a call to put a blitz out there and said Blessing after him. And you know what? Blessing's almost had him. He definitely had a chance. And then during that, those backs protected very well, gave him a chance to just make a nice throw. The catch was beautiful. I mean, he really went between the two receivers, made the catch, and then the defender tapped him up, and the ball went up in the air. Instead of him just worried, he focused on the ball, got it, and then he kept his feet going. It was unbelievable. That is probably one of the best plays of the year, if I see it.
6-minute mark, 42-7. which means we are going to be heading to a running clock.
You know, Casey, all I wanted was some cornbread, but I got more than I got bargained for today.
Kickoff brought to you by NFA, and I'll tell you, this has been Killingly's MO this year. I don't know that there's been a team that's played their second string more in the second half than Killingly has. They just had no one's been close, and this is why the argument's being made about where this team stacks in the annals of dominant ECC teams. As the kick goes out of bounds, NFA will have it in good field position. I mentioned the 60. I mean, their last 3 games, they threw up. They threw up 42 on Massad. They were up 35-0 at the half. They threw up 50 plus on Fitch. They threw up 60 on Griswold. They threw up 60 on New London. I mean, look at these offensive totals. I mean, you see 62, 57, 60. I mean, this is going to go down as one of the great offenses in the history of the league.
Definitely one of the top.
We'll get some out-of-town scores for you momentarily, but NFA will take it over on their own 35-yard line. Handoff. Wildcats give it to Lurcius, and maybe a gain of 3.
You know, the biggest thing that I've learned from this program is that when you have players that got a blowout mentality, they still coach. Coaches do not take a break, or like some people go on kind of a lull and, you know, expect things out. The players are still focused on the field. The starters are actually still supporting the young players, and that reciprocation creates that tradition that we've been talking about this program has.
Handoff, big hole, straight up the middle, and off to the races. Maddox Moore, he gone.
Whipper.
And that right there is my blessing. Maddox Moore, touchdown special. He got through the line, and no one was catching him. Speed personified, and NFA answers.
Oh, my God. He just went off the blocks, off tackle, and ran like Eric Dickerson. Foul fast, and he booked it past the safeties.
42-13, and I give NFA credit. They're at least fighting and answering as best they can. That's been 2 big play touchdowns for the Wildcats, and it will beg the question, you know, Killingly, if it gets into a defensive battle, will they be able to step up when the defense needs to make a stop? We won't know, as the extra point is good. We won't know until a team challenges them. We have yet to see a team be able to stop them enough to where their defense has had to stop anybody. But look at Maddox Moore go.
Nice block by the front line. They knew they had the numbers match up there, and he was wide open. Those safeties should have squeezed in, but that's the tough thing about cover 2. If you break it right up the middle, they have to have an angle. It's a tough angle for them to get. Coach Neal will have to fix that. As you can see right now, he's telling them, guys, we can't let up. We can't make these kind of mistakes, because when we're challenging a team, it's going to be better down the road. We have to be prepared for that.
Griswold 12, Stonington 8 in what is a very competitive game. You know, of course, Griswold coming off of the mauling that they took at the hands of Killingly, and Stonington coming off of the monsoon loss 8-6 to Bacon Academy. So, you know, both of those teams looking to get back in the win column. They lost in very different ways. Here comes the NFA kickoff as it's 42-14 Trailblazers. This time, it's Allard part 2 as Hayden Allard takes it all the way to the 40-yard line, and that's where Killingly will have the possession with 5:07 remaining. So the point that I was making before is Killingly has yet to face a team this year that's been able to stop them as a defensive unit more than maybe once in a game. We've seen some teams score with them. We saw Bishop Hendricken.
Well, I was going to say Bishop Hendricken was one. They found ways to hold them, but at the same time, the explosiveness, the consistency of this offense brings explosiveness, you know. And you're right. The only challenge I saw was week 1, where they were probably a couple of series off, but then they came back and geared it in. We talked about last year, Sheehan. They found a way to, you know, usurp and overcome that. These guys are like, we've been there, done that. We're going to go and move. When this happens to us, we're going to adjust to this, and they're very fine-tuned. I see a big difference from the last year's teams from this team.
After all that, it'll be a first down Trailblazers at the NFA 45-yard line. Handoff to Allard, sheds 1 tackle, and churns over the 40, it'll be a short gain of 3, perhaps 3.5. So to my point, Hendricken scored with them. They went back and forth, and ultimately Killingly pulled away and won by 9. In week 3, Law scored 21 points against them, but they scored 49. It was never that close. Right. And then after that, Fitch scored 2 touchdowns, and Griswold scored 2 touchdowns in garbage time. NFA has scored 2 touchdowns, but they're down 4 touchdowns. It's like no one has been able to keep it close. So that when they've given up scores after week 1, none of the games have been close. Right. So very, very interesting. Stretch handoff for Mackey and a first down for the Trailblazers.
And off number 33, Joseph Mackey.
Fitch 18-7 over West Haven, and Fitch is going to look back to that last second loss to NFA and realize just how they might have been able to be already in the playoffs. As it is now, a win over West Haven would put them in great position to make the playoffs. And it would also mean that Thanksgiving Day could end up with 2 playoff teams playing each other for the sword.
That's right.
First down, Trailblazers. 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Play action. Sumner, deep ball, and Allard. It's underthrown. Flag on the play.
Sumner pass for number 35, Hunter Allard.
Tristan Clark was not able to turn in time. He runs into Allard, and it will be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Trailblazers. And to be clear again, they've scored 42. They've scored 42 points. They're about to score 50 points at halftime.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Yeah, now, granted, they had a pick 6 and a kickoff return.
Right. You think about those scores. One special team, 1 defense. Yeah.
So they're picking the flag up, it looks like, and saying no interference. So that'll be second down. So I don't know if they said the ball was so underthrown that the defender was therefore entitled to his position, but ultimately second down. Sumner. Tosses to Allard. Mackey's out blocking in front of him. Good block. Good run. Maddox Moore makes the tackle. But not until it looks like an 8 or 9 yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and short. We'll call it 3rd and 2.
Pick up about 8 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2.
North Haven 7, New London 6, and a close one there.
Wow, North Haven.
Not a good year for North Haven, but still a good
that single wing offense when we saw them a couple years back. Wow, phenomenal.
Well, when they beat the Killingly team, it was unbeatable. Dive, Mackey, and it should be right at the sticks. We'll see if they give him enough or not. I think he's short of it. I think it's going to end up being 4th and a yard, and obviously Killingly will go.
It'll be 4th and inches.
So 4th and inches because they're marking it right on the 25-yard line. The only question I have is quarterback sneak or toss, or do they have the guts to play action this bad boy? Nope, wide toss to Allard. Cuts it in, has the first down, and crosses the 20. So Killingly back in the red zone. Maddox Moore makes the tackle.
Hayden Allard, gain of 5 yards, and a Killingly first down.
Waterford 14, Wyndham 6. So right now Griswold, Fitch, and Waterford with the lead, and New London a point away in our 4 games. We will continue to bring you coverage. We are 2 minutes and change away from the Waterford Dental Health halftime show with, of course, America's favorite halftime segment, 3 Pounds of Pasta, where I get to give Peter and Pasta a little grill action. Here it's first down. Sumner rolls right. Looking, throws into traffic. Touchdown, Hunter Allard. Trailblazers doing it all. It is 48-14, and that is a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
Great pass protection. The battle on the front line. Those Trailblazers are picking it up.
I mean, they just do everything well. They have the running back and the fullback who can both beat you on the ground. They got a quarterback who can throw it. They have a weapon in Allard. They've got play action game is top notch. The only thing that's been a problem has been some of the snaps on the extra points, but that one was good.
That'll be worked out easy, Casey. I know that we had episodes with snapping. We'd have the kid right out there first before practice start, get 100 in before you get going. So, those are things that are accessible. The play action, again, froze the defensive ends and the linebackers inside, and right in the middle of the hole, he found Allard, and that was another touchdown there. But again, I've been watching more of the offensive line battles, and that center from the Trailblazers, phenomenal job going against the big man Civil. He deserves a steak after this game.
I think that he could have thrown that to Lamont, Wallace, or Allard. He had three. They were all running different depth routes, and I think all three of them were open at one point or the other.
And that's the commitment of that run game. The defense has to focus now. How do I stop this run? And, that's when the play actions really can set things off. So, yeah.
NFA kickoff here as the Trailblazers, as we're just now under 2 minutes to go in the first half, and we've already seen over 60 points.
Imagine this is a regular game score in the first half of a good program.
Some teams go 3 weeks and don't score 49 points. Squib kick taken by Howard, and he'll get it up to the 37-yard line, and 145 to 147 remaining. NFA with plenty of time. We've seen them score on 2 possessions going in this direction. So the pass to Howard, the touchdown run from Maddox Moore. So definitely NFA has found a little something on the offensive side, and we'll see if Killingly tightens up defensively here as they head into the half. I don't think anyone questions the Killingly offense. If there's going to be questions from around the league, it's going to be about the defense. Driscoll throws, deep ball, looking for Cleary, and a beautiful catch by Ryan Cleary inside the 25-yard line.
Wow. His route was a wheel route coming from the inside to outside, and there was the matchup with number 11. I saw that happening. I was developing, but I didn't expect the throw to be thrown to him. He chased that ball down. Great pay.
Driscoll put it right on the outstretched fingertip. Second time now, Driscoll throws incomplete off the hands of Clayhar and well defended by Wallace.
This is what we were talking about NFA. They are a good club. They really improved from having injuries and coming into play with a full team. They could beat anybody in the league. It's just that they're going against a juggernaut team.
Watch the throw from Driscoll and watch the hands from Cleary.
Into the seam, right to the middle, and even the defender had to give him credit on that one.
Aiden Lamont was just like, come on. I'm running stride for stride with you. But he put the pass where only Cleary could catch it, and that's a great thrown ball.
Yeah.
Second down from just outside the 20. Driscoll fakes, backside screen complete. Maddox Moore, and brought down, and a flag comes down at the end of that play.
Probably going to be a targeting. I think that the receiver came back on that defender who's blindsided. So let's see if that's the call. Yep.
You had it on the. You had it. Well, it was helpful that it was right in front of you on camera.
Because I read this book every day. It's called Casey Damas, The Way of the Right Calls. Oh.
Well, I mean, when it's on, when the outstanding camera work from the crack game day staff shows it to you right there in real time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great crew that knows how to be. They have eyes of a hawk. I mean, the reaction's unbelievable. There's a play right now as he develops. You see Maddox sliding out, has an opportunity to get the ball, try to keep that ball tucked in, but there's the hit. You really can't hit anymore. Back in the day, those would be kill shots. We used to have a great time in celebrating it. For the safety of the game, those are not allowed anymore.
Driscoll to throw. Pressured, rolls right, now throws, and it's incomplete just off the hands of Nicholas Sorrell, and it'll be third and long for the Wildcats. I think on the penalty, it was not only that it was kind of like 3 things. It was a block in the back. Mm-hmm. It was defenseless player. It was like a combination of things. You could have called. In the old days, we would have called a clip.
Yeah, remember that? They don't call that no more. Huh? Clipping on the offense. You hear that all the time.
Trip receivers left on a big third down here for the NFA offense. Driscoll tosses. Mablesson Maddox Moore. He cannot shake number 27, Kellen Senecal, and that is a Hyde Park cleanup.
That's right.
Flying to the football, the Trailblazer defense. It's going to be 4th and really long now, as this early success on this drive from NFA has now gone backwards over the past few plays.
Yeah, defensive coaches love what's called linear pursuit. You're on your gap, and you fight your gap as the defender or the runner starts to work out. You work down that line and maintain that gap integrity. Allows that linebacker to fly and make plays like that. So those front linemen, even if they're small, the defensive linemen, they find ways to get double teams and kind of get these linebackers to fly. And if you don't, then you have a linebacker playing in the line that's flying to the ball quicker. So that's what the defense is successful with. But the size competition is where they're going to be weak.
4th down, and the ball is going to be marked in Putnam. And a timeout NFA with 12 seconds remaining in the half and a 4th down play upcoming. When we get to halftime, it'll be the Waterford Dental Health halftime show. You'll get a chance to see the features on this week's athletes: Joseph Mackey of Killingly and Cameron Bell Snow of NFA, as well as 3 pounds of pasta. And I've got some genuine, I think it's a genuine debate for questions 1 and 2. I think question 1 is a genuine good debate. Question 2 is a personal opinion. And question 3 is a chance for you to go back in time, take a look at memories that your stomach will conjure up for you.
Oh, wow. Very therapeutic. I love it.
Now,
I've been getting jumped by my family like, yo, what's up with you? Not getting no answers. I don't know. I mean,
I had to break
Peter
away
got
from
the cue cards. I don't get the cue cards.
I had to break away from trivia questions because it's been a.
Oh yeah, I'm not good with trivia. Remember,
Peter's like the Killingly offense.
Yeah, he is the guru. I would love to see him in Jeopardy.
You want to see him in Jeopardy? That's terrible. 4th down, Driscoll to throw, and it's just
You're right, Casey.
incomplete off the hands of Hunter Allard.
It's supposed to be, what is I like to see, Peter?
You'd like to see him on Jeopardy.
On Jeopardy.
Not in Jeopardy.
That's right. See, my mom's going to correct that. Now I'm in trouble. I'm going to have to sit there and do, what's the difference between in and on? You're right.
So Killingly will take over and put it to bed.
I auditioned for College Jeopardy.
You did?
Back in the day.
See, I knew it.
I was not selected.
Were you at least like the Middlebury champion or anything like that?
In my tryout, I had like the 2nd highest score out of
he's a
100
guru.
people.
Ooh, that's impressive.
I knew it since
I
the
failed
day.
the screen test, I guess. I didn't have the on-camera charisma.
So that you'll actually get you'll laugh at this as NFA takes a timeout. So, for years, Jeopardy aired live at 7.
At 7.
And then at 7:30, they replayed the 7 o'clock one. My father would go down from his condo downstairs and watch the 7:30 Jeopardy with these 3 tenants of the condos who were these older women, and they had no idea that it had been on at 7. So he would come down and he'd be like, "What is Pontius Pilate? What is that? What is quinoa? What is barrel rum?" And they're like, "You're the smartest person ever." And it wasn't until like 10 years later that he was like, they air it at 7. I've been watching it at 7 before.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
6 seconds before half here, and Killingly will have time for one more play. We'll see if they run anything fancy. They will, in fact, do a little reverse to Hunter Allard. He crosses the 40. 50 stays in bounds. Flag on the play, and he's banged out of bounds as the clock expires. But as you know, the half can't end on a penalty unless, of course, the penalty is against Killingly.
That's right.
At which point NFA could decline it, and we'll see what that's all about.
I think that's what it is some of the players are ready to jog on down the sideline. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a clip or a hold or a block in the back against Killingly. NFA will decline it, and then we will go to halftime. That is correct. All right, we are at the Waterford Dental Health halftime show, 49-14. Killingly on top on Military Appreciation Night here at Killingly High School. we will send it away for features, and we'll be back with 3 pounds of pasta. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
As a fullback, you're essentially another, I guess, lead lineman, right? Leading the back through the hole.
I love blocking and I love getting the ball. So it's a best of both worlds. Blocking for Hayden's great. I love it, and I get the ball.
He loves to block, loves the chance to carry the ball and catch the ball for that matter too. So we've had some great fullbacks here at Kinley High School, and he's in that long line of them too. And, we always talk about the tailbacks, but we've had some good fullbacks. He's a power lifter. Traveled nationally as a power lifter the last 3-4 years, and another thing with his base and frame, how strong he is.
My best squat in comp was 725, and my bench was 495, and my best deadlift is 600.
He was a tailback coming up until his freshman year, and then Hayden made the move. But all through youth football, he was the guy at tailback.
Is it a challenge to change from tailback to fullback?
No, I pretty much knew all the plays at tailback and fullback, so it wasn't really that big of a switch for me because I knew mostly what everyone was doing at tailback and fullback.
So that's one thing about this team and the teams I've had in the past. They're very unselfish. The main thing they want to do is win football games, and that's what they want to do. They put the team first, and when you do that, and what we've seen is guys that put team first, and we've had guys move from fullback to offensive line, or guard to fullback, or a guard to tight end. So it's very unselfish group.
I've been playing with most of these same guys. They're on this team right now. All the seniors, I've been playing with them since like 6th grade all the way up till now. So there's a lot of chemistry there. Freshman year when we came in, we knew we had like 8 freshman games and we only lost 1 of them. And we knew that we were going to be special. We just needed to put in the work because we had the talent. But we come every day to practice, we put in work, we're disciplined, and that's when we knew we were going to be special.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
This Game Day Player Spotlight, powered by Joshua's Worldwide.
Everybody knows he's a great player, but Cam is a very steady presence. When you're a lineman, you're not the flashy guy making all the plays, getting the headlines, all that stuff. You're just there every day, dependable. When we have team activities, mandatory or not, he's at everything. One of my old coaches said the best thing to be as a player is dependable, and that's Cam.
That's just how I was taught. That's how I was growing up. Don't miss practices, don't miss important stuff.
So the reason why we're so impressed with him as a teammate is because last year we had a very late need develop at left tackle, and he was a sophomore. And at that point, he just wanted to play defense, but his team needed him. And he inserted himself at left tackle, and he played every single snap all year at it last year, and every single snap this year so far at it. So he stepped up for the team when we needed him bad.
I've always played a little bit of offense, mainly defense, and I got thrown to that position, and I just did what I had to do.
From a defensive standpoint, he's a hard guy to move, so the old school defensive tackle philosophy of clogging gaps and stuff, it's hard to get better than that. But when you work as hard as he does too, he can move for his size. Offensively, he's just a steady presence at left tackle, and the best left tackles out there are the ones you don't notice, right? And that's him.
Well, I really just followed people above me, the guys above me, and I watched all the tackles, I watched how they played, and I studied on how to get the right kick step, how to get a wide kick step, and I studied all that. And I feel like I'm really just getting better and better at it.
People forget too is that size, right? When you're pushing a lot more weight around than a wide receiver, defensive back, you're asking your body for a lot more than somebody who's half your weight. But that's a testament to his work ethic in the offseason. If you didn't show up every workout in the offseason, you wouldn't be able to do that. He wrestles in the offseason. He's a part of the outdoor track team in the spring. And when he's not doing that, he's at every football team activity. So it's no wonder he can do it, because he put the time in.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
Guaranteed to get your feet tapping and your heart soaring. So sit back, get ready to cheer, and please give a warm round of applause to our very own Big Red Marching Band.
On game day, the crowd may be divided, but when it comes to your legal team, the choice is clear. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates is the legal team that fights for you and your family after you've been injured. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates have been voted best law firm 6 years running by Readers of the Day because their team of attorneys brings strategy, teamwork, and determination to every insurance claim. Win or lose on the field, when you need real results, the legal team to call is Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team?
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Alexa, and we're here at Paul's Pasta Shop in Groton. It's halftime at the game, and it's time for
3 pounds of pasta. Come see us after the game to refuel with one of our signature dishes.
All right, we are at the Waterford Dental Health halftime show, 49-14 Trailblazers on top. It is time for everyone's favorite halftime segment, 3 pounds of pasta. That's when I get to ask my guy here, Pasta and Peter, 3 pivotal questions they answer. So far this year, Peter has mopped the floor with Pasta, so I had to pivot a little bit and make this less factual and more opinion-based. However, you are both going to try to convince me of the answer. So first pound of pasta. Now I'm going to give you 3 choices. Actually, I'm going to give you 4 choices.
Okay.
All right. What is the best sports month of the year? A, March. B, October. C, January. Or D, other. Pasta, you're on the clock first.
October. Because
Why?
you get the blend of baseball, the heart of football, kind of a precursor to basketball, but hockey is right there laying the smack down. I think that's the highest amount of sports in my perspective on October.
October. Peter.
Other.
Other. What is the best sports month of the year?
June. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs at the same time. And we get the hope of the baseball season starting. Because I remember back in the day watching the Bruins and the Celtics in the playoffs and being convinced that maybe this will be the year for the Red Sox.
So I think the answer for me is March, because March Madness, as well as the beginning of baseball, as well as the NHL and NBA playoffs. And the reason, but I'll accept June as well, because the reason it's March and not October for me is October means winter, March means spring. I look forward to spring and the weather turning. As much as I get depressed after the World Series.
I'm a hibernator.
I get depressed after the World Series because it means winter's coming. So, so both of you are I have valid ones, but I lean towards March myself. But that's
there it is.
Acceptable. Other. January is pretty good. You get the college football national championship. You get the NFL playoffs. You get the NBA and NHL into their seasons. That's pretty good, too. So no wrong answer there for your best month.
Good.
Question 2, pound 2 of pasta. What's the best holiday of the year? Is it Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa? Is it Halloween? Is it Thanksgiving? Or is it other? Peter, this time you're first up.
Any holiday that revolves around a meal, so I will say Thanksgiving.
That's a good answer. Good answer. I have the junior voice of Game Day also echoed Thanksgiving because he said it's any holiday that is football and a nap, along with ample food. He goes, that's so he chose Thanksgiving as well for a positive.
I know that Thanksgiving is the number one, but to me, I love December because it's that same kind of mentality. It's right after unwrapping gifts. You get those college bowl games starting, so you get a chance to see teams that you don't see during the season that are kind of miracle teams. So I definitely love December.
So I would say that for me, the thing about Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, it's a season more than a day, where Thanksgiving is more of a day. Halloween is the favorite in our household because we love the costumes, the trick-or-treating. We love the spooky season. So Halloween's a personal favorite. However, you can get a big miss on Halloween. You can get a big swing and miss. If you don't get a good round of trick-or-treaters, or if you get a lousy weather night, you can be a swing and a miss. I don't know that you can swing and miss on Thanksgiving because of the food, or December because of the season. But I think you guys both answers are valued. So I'm going to go to third pound of pasta. I want you to go back. You're going to take 10 seconds to think about this. What is the food from any of the holidays that most brings you back to childhood? Your favorite childhood holiday food?
Would you like to go first, my friend?
I'm going to say my dad makes an apple pie every year for Christmas dinner.
Christmas apple pie. And then so now it's his apple pie, right? Though it's not just apple pie. It's got to be specifically a specific type of apple pie made that way. I get that.
Now I like any apple pie.
Yeah. Right. There's no bad apple pie, but
definitely like the way my dad makes. He does the lattice crust.
Oh,
is it one? Now I have an apple pie maker. So is it multiple types of apples, or is it one apple? Or does he layer the different kinds of apples in there?
That's a good question.
Yeah, you just know it tastes good.
I just know it tastes good.
Does he use cinnamon?
I have to assume so.
Okay. Listen, I have gone deep into the apple pie world.
And you can add that ice cream with it.
Warm
it up.
You can.
Alamote it.
You can. All right, Pasta, what about you?
See, I know the desserts are sweet, but since I've been on this diabetic train of being down to the sugar, I love my pork shoulders. Every time you can make a crispy pork shoulder, something very delicious right off the bone. I'm that kind of guy. I'm a meaty guy, so I love pork shoulder.
Pork shoulder. All right, so for me, it's, believe it or not, it's lasagna.
Whoa! There you go.
Because every Christmas Eve, growing up, after we did the fish of the seven, we did the seven fishes at my great grandmother's house.
I was gonna say, yeah.
My grandmother made a lasagna, and we did lasagna every Christmas Eve. So it's a very specific lasagna, similar to the apple pie, right? It's not anybody's lasagna. There's a specific lasagna, and my father, to this day, makes that lasagna that his mother made growing up Christmas Eve. So I'm still fortunate with my dad at 80 years old. I'm still fortunate to have that lasagna every Christmas. So for me, it is the lasagna.
You go, Heathcliff.
It's like 2 hours past my dinner time right now.
Oh, man.
I got a little growl.
You got a little growl? Yeah, my stomach. You see how when I was doing this, I was like burping for space.
So I'm gonna stick with this, and I'm gonna do an amended a little bowl of Parmesan here.
Yeah, a little Parmesan on top. Let's see what we got.
So, which is the best? I mean, the easy answer is Thanksgiving, but is Thanksgiving the best eating holiday? Now, if you're Catholic, for example, Easter could be on that.
Easter's a really bountiful kind of.
For me, Christmas is. I mean, between the cookies and the lasagna and the. So is Thanksgiving the best eating holiday?
No, you know what? I'd say, my opinion, Independence Day. The different varieties of
4th of July, that's a good one.
All thrown in, Everybody come bring it. Bring your own goodies.
I go to a 4th of July pig roast every summer.
Solid.
Invite me.
And that might be the best eating holiday.
Yeah. And I mean, let's not forget Groundhog Day. They're delicious.
Yeah, Groundhog.
I'm kidding. I just watched the movie Groundhog Day, and actually that's a line that it's in there. But that 4th of July is a great answer because you're right. I mean, it's picnic season,
Everybody
right?
throws it in. You remember on the birthday you were throwing the shindig. You had everything. The grill was everything.
Oh, yeah. And you're not wrong, Peter. Yeah. A good pig roast is high on the list. So I would actually consider that Thanksgiving might be 4th.
Yeah.
I think for me, Easter with the ham and
it's because they have the turkey as a presentation. If it was something else, what do you call it? The prime rib would be the example of Thanksgiving. Everybody would be involved, but they have to get turkey love.
If only the first Thanksgiving involved cow, then we would have been better off.
I'd have been moved by it. Brother.
Well, those are your 3 pounds of pasta and a little bowl of Parmesan on the side. I'm going to say this week, pasta hung in better when we talked about holidays and food.
Yeah, my brother right now is checking my blood pressure. He said, "You're doing good, bro. Keep it up." I'm like, "Thank you."
We're about 2.5 minutes away from the second half. 49-14 Trailblazers. We're in the Waterford Dental Health halftime show. We'll send it away. We'll come on back and get ready for second half action here on Game Day.
Welcome to Paul's Pasta Shop, 223 Thames Street in Groton, where every bite is a taste of tradition. From our homemade pasta to our sauces, we're passionate about bringing the freshest ingredients to your table, serving your favorite Italian dishes since 1988. Visit our website at www.paulspastashop.com. You can call in your orders at 860-445-5276. You can follow us on Instagram at Paul's Pasta.
It's time for Game Days Athletes of the Future, Grade 8 Plays of the Week. At number 8, E.J. Wilson, Groton Mystic Youth Football, cut on a dime, showing some speed, breaking a tackle there, but that tackle, mush you there, that tackle, spin off of that one, touchdown 80 yards for the Falcons seniors. Speaking of Falcons, at number 7, Sean Bussey, Fitch High School against Waterford on Halloween. And I'll tell you what, it was not a treat for Waterford, and he played a trick right here with a mush into the end zone, 63 yards for the Falcons. At number 6, Griswold Youth Football's Cam Friday. Start trying to tackle him on Tuesday because this little guy is unbreakable. Ledgert finds out the hard way that Friday has got all you need to get into the end zone. At number 5, Stonington Soccer's dynamic Simone Wozencroft. First round against Laurelton Hall, picks the defender's pocket, and then she's instantly open from anywhere. Look at the missile. Bears win 3-1. You've heard of bending it like Beckham? Well, Sean O'Brien of Ledgert says, I got you one better. You're not going to defend me? Impossible angle? Look at the banana. Into the corner of the net. What a goal. Colonels win. At number 3, Norwich Tech's Naomi Barboza. We don't often see it in volleyball. The walk-off kill against Grasso Tech in the CTC Championship. Mobber because Barboza put it away. Championship for Norwich Tech. At number 2, there's Bacon Academy, and then there's Bacon Academy in the rain. Lucian Dean, 97 yards against Stonington to help the Bobcats win 8-6. I'll tell you right now, they're Alabama when it's a monsoon out. Every year, the Bobcats win that rain game. But at number 1, for a free week of training at Athletes of the Future, Waterford's 15U team in the championship game of the Connecticut Cup. Cindy Leon threw ball to Lydia Wilson, and then going back to Callie Arbor scores the game winner. She did it in the quarters. She did it in the semis. And she did it in the finals. Waterford 15U Connecticut Cup state champions. Those are your Grade 8 plays of the week. Send in your best plays, and hey, maybe you can be in the AOF Grade 8. Second half underway, and the NFA kickoff will be an NFA onside kick. And I don't know if it went 10 yards.
Yes,
and they did, and it'll be NFA ball. So the Wildcats start off the second half with the NFA kickoff, so it's an onside kickoff. And they'll start with the possession down 49-14. We are in running clock mode here.
Yep.
Anytime you got a 35-point lead here in the second half, the clock will run. So the clock will not stop, barring injury timeout for the remainder of this half. So you can pretty much keep the time in your head now. We will get you out-of-town scores as we go, but Aaron Driscoll will start with my blessed Maddox Moore. Gets the first carry of the second half, and while he was patiently waiting for some blocking to emerge, Joseph Gould came up from behind, cleaned him up, just like Highland Park can clean up your yard for a little fall cleanup before we get to the winter season.
Scoop wrapped and taken down. Kind of a quick start for the Wildcats. That kickoff kind of got me like everybody was on a lull. Even the fans were just waiting for things to be natural, and the Wildcats took advantage of that.
I'm gonna ask George Washington, founding father. It's nice of him to pay attention to this.
Oh yeah.
He cannot tell a lie. 49-14. Driscoll throws, has a completion to Sorrell, and
is complete to number 4, Nicholas Sorrell.
And it'll be up close to a first down.
Gain of about 8
Speaking of
yards,
Hyde
it'll be
Park
3rd
and the Hyde
1.
Park cleanup, I'm going to pose this question to you after. I'm going to have a question for you after this play from NFA about an activity that I believe young kids do that I think might be the most overrated activity ever. I'll find out what you guys think here. 3rd and short. Hand off. Maddox Moore shows his speed to the outside. First down and more down the sideline. NFA will move the chains. Is there anything more overrated than jumping into a pile of leaves?
You know, I ain't gonna lie, I'm 52 years old, and I did that last week. Completely forgot that my weight still is heavy, so I fell on my hip.
First of
but it's
all,
good.
leaves are disgusting. I mean, dogs pee on them. You got all kinds of gook and stuff in there.
Not in my block.
And we're throwing these toddlers into this pile of disgusting leaves. And as a grown-up, if I took the time to rake those things, bag them up. I'm not having you jump in those things.
I'll tell you something after this play brings back memories with the leaves.
First down, Driscoll hands it again to Maddox Moore. Nice gain off of left tackle and spun around after a gain of 7.
Yeah, he's running really hard today. Got to give him credit for his efforts. But, you know, I have a good friend, Jeff Ziegler. He and I would always, at the seasons, when everything drops, would rake the leaves. We had those 2 big machines. And it got to the point where it stacked up so high that we'd have to run our bodies side by side like a double team to push the leaves along while blowing them. And the lady next door, Miss Liz, would always be inspired. You guys are so strong making a wall like that. Yeah, she was happy we pushed those leaves for her, too.
Well, I'm going to find out. You know, Peter grew up. You know, he grew up in leaf jumping country. Peter, what do you think about jumping in leaves?
Oh, I loved it. We would rake them into a giant pile and go off the swing set.
Yeah, that explains a lot. Maddox Moore with the carry. Should be enough for a first down. At what age do you outgrow jumping into a leaf pile?
52 after yesterday.
Peter, when was the last time you jumped into a pile of leaves?
Ooh. It's been 30 years. I think I've jumped into a few big snowbanks.
That sounds awesome. Big snowbank. I did when the blizzard hit a few years ago. I jumped off a 2nd-story apartment.
Really?
Because the snowbank was like 15 feet
wow.
high. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. First down inside the 20 in the red zone are the Wildcats on their first possession of the second half. Driscoll to throw. Drops. Throws. Has a man complete. It's Cleary. Cleary stutter steps and spins and pushes forward. He'll be right up to the first down marker and farther in as he gets some help from his friends.
Yeah.
He'll be 1st and goal as he's inside the 5.
Driscoll's arm is amazing. I mean, he goes and he rolls out to the right to get that out pattern and just snaps it right off his shoulder. Gets there really quick so that runner can continue to gain some yardage. It's been a good series right now for NFA.
So you bring that up. Now I can feel the leaves going down the back of my jacket.
Yeah, that's right. And not to mention, you know, again, I know what my dog does whenever she sees a pile of leaves. So I'm just saying. 1st and goal, Wildcats inside the 5-yard line. They have had some things to build on here offensively. They've had some good stuff. Cleary gets the handoff, breaks that one tackle, heads to the end zone. Touchdown, Ryan Cleary. 2nd effort is good, and the Wildcats capitalize on the onside kick. They go right down the field, and they get themselves a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
Nice series, nice drive right there for the Wildcats. Started off with that onside kick, really taking the Trailblazers' energy out. It's been a really quiet series on this play.
So in to kick the extra point will be Wyatt Woodworth. He's 2 for 2 thus far. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And give Cleary some credit there for some patience and a 2nd effort. He shed the first tackler and then got into the end zone. Let's watch here. Sheds that tackler.
Great job trying to bounce to the outside. Nice block from Blessings, and then the lineman finishing off downhill.
So Girton had him, but Cleary had the angle, and it's 49-21 as the Wildcats jump right off the bat with a very good possession and drive. And I'm going to be interested when I talk to Coach Neal after the game. At what point does he not worry, but at what point does he start thinking that he's going to have to make some adjustments defensively? Because again, they've scored a defensive touchdown today. They've scored a kickoff return for a touchdown today. And their offense has not been stopped at all. So, you throw up 50, you're going to win most games, and we're only here in the third quarter. But that is a couple of big plays and a couple of drives from NFA. NFA kickoff. Another onside kick. This time, Lamont falls on it at the 45-yard line, and Killingly will have the possession. And we'll find out who's going to be taking the snaps here for Killingly, if they're going to keep the first team in. I think with that touchdown having been scored, we will see the first team back in there.
We were always told, and then coaching under the Unicorn system, and we always felt like come out the second half with the first offense. Let them work that out. When they see the confidence level in us, then they start pulling players in. We never was out on special teams. We were always on the ready.
At the 45-yard line.
First down, handoff to the fullback. And nothing doing for Mackey. Gain of a yard. Bell Snow in on the tackle.
2 yards. It'll be second and 8.
Second and 8. Clock running with 6:40. See if we can get some out-of-town scores. The Griswold-Stonington game, the New London-North Haven game, the Waterford-Wyndham game, and the Fitch-West Haven game, all in the eyes of the viewers for standings here in the CIAC. Second down, Killingly. Reverse to Lamont. Lamont crosses the 50, breaks a tackle, crosses the 40, and knocked out of bounds by Howard, but a first down Trailblazers as Aiden Lamont.
Great misdirection play there, Casey, as they had out as the decoy. Coming back around was Lamont, and he had a lead blocker, big 54, going downhill there, helping him away, get a first down.
North Haven 28-6 over New London, but wait till you see the New London touchdown.
Oh, boy.
You're going to want to pay attention to this week's Grade 8, because I can promise you it will be in there. And we've got a few plays from this game that could be in there as well. Fullback dive again, Mackey, and he'll get 2 before he's wrapped up by the center of the NFA line.
And off to number 33, Joseph Mackey. Gain of about 2 yards. It'll be second and 8.
So second and 8 coming here for the Trailblazers.
Tell you, the wind has died down completely here, Casey. Look at the flags; they're just straight down.
That's true. The flag
change.
Good call. Second down. I formation. Toss left. Allard, Hayden, and that'll be enough for a first down, and the chains will move.
I love the statistic today of the difference between Allard and Allard. And halftime, we did a lot of work. I love the way he dug in there and got the source. Went out there like a detective. Got Mom there. We talked to her, and she said, "This is how we're going to say it," and that's it. We followed through.
Griswold.
Ooh, good.
27-8 on top of Stonington, so it looks like the Wolverines are bouncing back.
Yeah, a good program.
And we have an injured player on the field, so we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com. On game day, the crowd may be divided, but when it comes to your legal team, the choice is clear. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates is the legal team that fights for you and your family after you've been injured. Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates have been voted best law firm 6 years running by Readers of the Day because their team of attorneys brings strategy, teamwork, and determination to every insurance claim. Win or lose on the field, when you need real results, the legal team to call is Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich. 860-MMB-TEAM and MMBteam.com. Why have one attorney when you can have a team? Handoff. Hunter Allard shows his speed to the outside, crosses the 20, and banged out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Nice run by Hunter Allard.
That was the play that they used right before the half with the tight end reverse, and they came back and did it our side here. A little bit slower, though.
Hunter Allard for a Killingly first down.
Fitch up 18-13 over West Haven.
That's good.
Waterford up 21-6 over Wyndham. And in two scores of interest to Killingly, Hand with a 3-point victory over Fairfield Prep, which is a very, very good win for Hand, and New Canaan, the number 1 team in the state, which Killingly is trying to chase 21-0 right now for New Canaan. Dive. Mackey leaps over a defender and into the end zone. Strong run by the strong man, and Joseph Mackey has himself a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown.
What a great play, and I'm going to give credit to the coaches there. You know, coaches that continue to process throughout the play. They found that injured timeout with a player there who was the middle linebacker, Blessings. He was not in the picture in that play, so they just kept that dive play right in there, wide open and untouched. Great call.
Barnett to hold. Logie to attempt the extra
Logie
point.
for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and it is good. Let's take a look at what you saw there.
Kick is good.
With the linebacker being out and where Mackey went.
As he went, you see the linebacker get picked up. That was the backup linebacker, and that lineman really picked that up. They knew what was going to happen there. Good blocking and good points right there for the Trailblazers.
That offense has not been stopped, and it does not show any appearance of stopping. So, to talk, we were mentioning the Allard. So, we big deal, right? In the pregame, we get told that the Allard brothers are not, in fact, Allards. They are
Lards.
Historical
session.
And we went out, we sent some scouts out, and we got it correct. And then, as the announcers are announcing Allard, there's somebody yelling from the stands, just going, "It's Allard! It's Allard!" So the door pops open, and this woman looks in, and she goes, "It's 32. It's Allard." And we said, "Well, not according to the parents and the family, because they're saying Allard." And she said, "It's Allard." And so we went right to the source, the one who actually birthed these young men.
Nice lady.
And she said, "It is, in fact, Allard." And thank you for that. And she's like, "I have no idea who that person was screaming Allard."
She's so sweet.
Cleary can't hold on to it, and he falls on it at the 15-yard line. That one was a greased pig ball right there.
That's right.
West Haven just took a 1-point lead, 19-18 over Fitch.
On the kickoff. NFA will start 1st and 10.
And NFA will have it 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
You know, this week is such a critical week for teams. I mean, win or lose, you got to make sure you get it done because the playoffs are going to be really tight at the end.
So we think Fitch can suffer one more loss and still qualify.
Right.
But that means they'd have to beat Ledyard.
And that's going to be a good one on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and we think Ledyard can suffer one more loss and qualify, but we're not sure. New quarterback in the game for NFA. And on 1st down,
number 16, Dwayne Smith.
Dwayne Smith's pass goes incomplete. So the junior, Dwayne Smith, earlier this year, he was taking most of the reps at quarterback in the early going as they were splitting time. Driscoll emerged as the primary over the course of the season, and now with the game, 30-point plus, we'll get Smith some run at the quarterback position. 2nd down. Handoff goes to Lurcius, and it'll be gain of perhaps 2. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Back to the line of scrimmage, it will be 3rd and 10.
So 3rd and 10, they're saying, or 3rd and 9, they're saying he got a yard.
That's 3 feet, right?
That is 3 feet.
I'm good with my math. Feeling good about myself.
You're a big metric system guy, I could tell. Smith rolls, throws across his body, deep ball, and just over the head of Cleary, incomplete. Well covered by Hunter Allard.
Is incomplete. That will bring up 4th down for NFA.
4th down for NFA, and if you're wondering why the clock is still running, it's because we are in running time here at Killingly High School as the Trailblazers have a 35-point lead over NFA here in the 3rd quarter. So Fitch might be able to absorb a loss tonight, but then they'd have to beat Ledyard. It would have been a lot easier had they won this game tonight and then beaten New London next week. They could have rolled into Thanksgiving being in. Now, if they do not hold on to West Haven, It'll be math
Yes.
come Thanksgiving time.
Those little points, hoping that the teams you beat can continue to win games.
Hayden Lamont and Hayden Allard back deep to return.
We have timeout NFA. And so with that, we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Game Day Live on theday.com. Every football fan knows no star player wins alone. It takes a full team to produce a win. And that's how the team of attorneys at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates handle their cases. Voted best law firm by the readers of the day 6 years running, the attorneys at Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates work together, fighting insurance companies for you and your family. Insurance companies have teams of lawyers on their side, and you can too. With Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates, when you need a winning legal team off the field, call Messier, Massad, Burdick & Associates in New London and East Greenwich, 860-MMB-TEAM and mmbteam.com. Why have one attorney? So the punt coming here from NFA with 1:15 high snap. Punt gets off, and it's a pretty good one. Fair caught at the 45-yard line by Allard, and that's where the Trailblazers will take over as the clock runs with a minute remaining here in the third quarter. So we talk about that, the resources of a New Canaan, right? So it's more, you look at a team like Killingly. What's the biggest difference between Killingly and New Canaan? In my opinion, it's numbers. 33 plays both sides. 32 plays both sides. 35 plays both sides.
The Ironman.
There are players on this team, the linemen are playing both ways. I would bet you 80% of the Killingly starters play on both sides of the football.
Yep.
Motion across. And we're going to see a little jet sweep coming to Cooper Logie, the kicker, who's also back. And is that, nope, check that. That's Peyton Wallace.
Yeah, Peyton.
He is Peyton Wallace, and he got himself a nice gain for a first down.
That's right.
Whereas you go to New Canaan, and unless you are an All-American, you're not playing both sides of the ball. You could be an all-conference lineman, and you're going to play that side.
Yeah.
And then someone else is going to play on that side. And it really, it keeps kids fresher. It allows coaching to become much more tailored to the position.
And tradition is always supplied through that, so that when you have these young kids that are already doing special teams, being able to jump in and see these players that are doing it, it's a feeder system. They want to be in there instead of kind of flexing out. And that's what I think that Killingly has picked up, is that their youth program sees their players, and then they say, I want to be there. So they have this motivation to play the game of football. When some communities may not have that connection, you'll see them just come out and try. So, that's one of the things that I think that Killingly has shown themselves to be, is a generational program. Each year, they're keeping younger kids in that program to learn what's going to happen up here when they get here. And that's going to be something that is hard to break.
But the biggest difference between the double L schools like New Canaan and Greenwich and the schools down there are not just the resources that they have off the field. It's that the numbers and and players that they can specialize one side of the ball or the other. It's also when you come off the field after a series on the off, if you can sit your offensive line down and let them watch film versus you got to go back out there and play defense now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Open the fourth quarter.
First down, Sumner. Handoff goes to Girton. Breaks one tackle, gets to the outside, and tiptoes down the sidelines and pushed out of bounds once he gets inside the 20. Should be a first down for the Trailblazers.
You see that perfect example. Here's a young kid coming in, takes the ball, and I know I'm not trying to say that, but he's running like Allard. He does have that technique. He knows how to get around the corner. He's not bending it too early, trying to get to that pylon. These are traditional things that passes on, and he likes it because he's got the offensive line still intact.
Going to mark him out at the 22-yard lines, where he'll be first and 10 at the 22.
These linemen, these hogs, man, these kids are amazing. Those front five there with the tight end, they deserve a big stake tonight the way they've been playing football.
Sumner will stay in to take the snaps, but we're going to see other people touch the football. But Girton will be the primary tailback here.
Yep, 5 seconds on the clock.
Fullback dive goes to Gould. And Gould will get 7 or 8 on first down. So Gould, who we've called on defense, is now the primary fullback, and Girton, who we've also called on defense, is now the primary tailback.
And this is what's great. you don't see these things on the sideline because the TV may not show it, but Coach Neal has all of his starting players right there next to them, focusing and supporting those players. There's not one starter that's actually sitting on the bench. These benches are empty. That's what I'm talking about. Those little things that you see when a scout's coming in to see this team, they know that they're legit.
Second and 2. Pitches out. Girton drags a defender inside the 5 down to the 1-yard line. Howard makes the tackle, but Caden Girton has the Trailblazers knocking on the door. It is a 1st and goal as Girton showed all that vision, power, patience, all the things we call for Allard, and it's Girton getting them down onto the doorstep.
Into like the making of. And that's why I love about this, when you have a team that blows away an opponent but still can do the same thing, not just run a clock or play kind of like, say, off-base football.
Sumner under center.
Yep. Those plays are all the
Fullback same. Dive to Gould. Touchdown, Trailblazers. Joseph Gould into the end zone. And once again, the Trailblazers have crossed the 60 mark. It is 62-21 with another Great Wolf Lodge touchdown. We have an injured player on the field, so we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Since 1995, we've been revolutionizing transportation with our commitment to exceptional customer service. From sedans to 57-passenger motor coaches, our fleet of over 35 vehicles servicing diverse needs, including weddings, corporate events, group transportation, and much, much more. Our 24/7 availability, rigorous safety standards, and state-of-the-art technologies ensures a seamless experience. Join us on your next journey and experience the difference firsthand. At Joshua's Worldwide, we don't just provide a great ride, we deliver peace of mind.
Nothing makes a football family happier than a touchdown. And nothing will make your family happier than a trip to Great Wolf Lodge. With a brand new location at Foxwoods Resort and Casino, Great Wolf Lodge is the premium place for year-round entertainment that is perfectly suited for the entire family. With its world-famous indoor water park, Great Wolf Lodge is never out of season. Indoor adventure facilities, virtual reality rooms, and quests for the kids are just a few of the many reasons your family will love to howl at Great Wolf. Check out their amazing rooms, reasonable prices, and top-notch facilities, and make Great Wolf Lodge your go-to for family fun. Logie in for the extra point. Another 60-point night for the Trailblazers. That kick is up, and it is good.
There's that play, the dive, and one of the bread and butter plays in American football. If you could start with that, you can make anything happen.
I want to be clear that Killingly has scored 60 points in 3 of their last 5 games.
Yep.
They scored 57 in one of those other ones. So in their last 5, 62, 57, 60, 63, and in the game where they were really held by Massad, they only scored 42, but it was 35-0 at halftime.
Exactly.
If they had wanted it to be 70, it could have been 70 there.
So is this the team, talking about they're saying this will probably be the best team, but is this the team that's going to break the record in points? I mean, that's got to be something we got to dig into, right?
I mean, I don't know how, with the.
I mean, you could do it within their school, but also I think in the league there hasn't been a lot of teams that scored like that. That I remember.
NFA kickoff, that 41 that we saw against Hendricken, lowest total of the year.
Wow.
First game of the season, 41 points, the lowest total of the year.
Oof. Oof.
I mean, I'm going to do some very quick math. 40, 41, 42, 49, 62, 42, 57, 60. I'd say they're averaging just over 50 points a game. Averaging over 50 points a game.
Sounds good to me. Kind of like a Madden game. I'll go back to Tecmo.
So NFA will take over, clock running at 8:45. And I want to find out exactly what, so we'll keep talking here. And Smith will stay in at quarterback. He's going to keep it himself. Nice gain and a first down.
Well, Coach Neal looks like he's got the entire defense out and got the young group in there.
Dwayne Smith on the carry. Gain of about 16 yards and an NFA first down.
CIAC record for most points in a season was Ansonia in 2013. 770 points in 15 games.
Yeah, we played them that year, I think it was.
What was the average? As Smith throws, complete. That's Jaden Croxton.
You have to be averaging over 60-plus points per game.
51 points per game for Ansonia that season.
Gain of 11. First down.
15 games, so that's right through to through the playoffs.
And that was that special year. We had that extension.
Right now, Killingly is averaging 52 points a game.
52 points, just like my age. Really good. I'm really impressed.
Handoff, bouncing outside is King. He'll cross midfield as the clock continues to run. So right now, Killingly's averaging 52 a game, and they still have games left. We'll see what their point totals look like in these last two, but then, they could play as many as 3 games in the postseason.
Yep.
So they could end up with 13 games. How many games did you say that Ansonia team played?
15 that year.
How did they play 15 games?
That was that special year. That was a transitional year. I think they had an extra. They played an extra team.
Smith to run, big hole, crosses the 40, and bangs over John Palmer, the sophomore. Give Palmer credit, because he came in, he stuck his head in, and he took a lick from the big Dwayne Smith's a big quarterback.
Yeah. They say football. Coach Keating taught me this one. Football's a game of bumps and bruises, son. But once you learn how to handle them, you'll be better at it. And so, good job for that young man to stay right in front. I know coach is encouraging him to continue to do that. Just get better. Once he gets stronger, he'll be able to take that, turn that around.
Smith. First and 10, 35-yard line. Smith to throw. Short toss.
What a tackle.
Nice tackle. Braden Testa, the freshman, came up and got Tristan Clark as soon as he touched the ball. And that's an encouraging sign when you got yourself a freshman like that fly into the football.
I'm really excited. I know that people that go blowout games, you kind of let the kids run and play. These kids are still playing functional football. Coaches are calling defenses and coaches are calling offenses, and what we're seeing is the next generation on a good limelight night like this to shine. It's not bad at all.
Tell you a story after this play. Smith hands it off to Lurcius, a couple guards. We did NFA versus Xavier a bunch of years ago. And Xavier ended up having to play its third-string quarterback. It started the game with its backup quarterback.
Wow.
Backup quarterback got hurt, so it had to move on to a sophomore who was its third-string quarterback. Kid by the name of Will Levis, who's now in the NFL.
That's right. Yeah.
And we did him on game day. And so to the point is that some of these kids you're out there right now are going to be the next generation of great player at NFA and at Killingly. So we'll be able to say something. Oh, man, you remember when that kid?
Yeah, when that young boy did 23 tackles?
When Testa becomes the hard-hitting, you remember when he made that tackle as a freshman? We should have known.
Before the mustaches.
And Will Levis, came in and
that's what
led
I love
that
about
Xavier
coaching.
team.
Yeah, the biggest thing I do miss about coaching is that integral part of taking young men that are new. And one of the things we knew they were specials when you had a kid come up and said, "Hey, coach, how does my outfit look?" And I'd be like, "Your thigh pads or your knee pads? You got to come over here and I got to set them up. And once I set them up and get them ready, just to see them grow, it's a great feeling."
Jake Jaworski on the tackle for Killingly.
Oh, we got a Jaworski now.
On the run from Lercius. Clock under 4 minutes here. And running, ball at the 30-yard line. NFA has Smith. He's going to throw. Now he rolls right. Head is up, throws, and it is complete on the sideline to Nicholas Sorrell. Nice catch down to the 12-yard line. It'll be a first down for NFA.
You know, NFA has a good drive here going with the kids working hard, and nice pass protection by the offensive line there, giving them time to throw.
First and 10. Ball is spotted at the 14-yard line. Smith has Lercius to his left and twin receivers on both sides. Fakes the wide toss right, keeps it himself, sees it, cuts it back, stays on the sideline, and he's shoved out of bounds by Liam Lamott, who is, I'm going to guess, the younger brother of Aiden Lamott, and it'll be marked out at the 4-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 2. Make it a short 3.
Good drum work out there by the band, huh?
I remember for years that was the New London High School band.
Yeah.
Smith throws, screen, caught, touchdown, Tristan Clark for the NFA Wildcats, and that's a Great Wolf Lodge touchdown. That's a look. That's a thing.
I love the Oshkosh Bagoshes on them, brother. I wish they had that extra large my size.
I remember for years the New London band was 26 drummers and Mike Souza on trumpet.
And I got the beat. It was bugga-dung, bum, 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 and that was it. Coming down the hill. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
NFA will go for 2.
NFA will go for 2.
And then bingo for the touchdown, so we've heard that so much.
Bingo, bingo. Dun, 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 dun. Smith will keep it himself. Rolls left, cuts it back, dives, and is it going to be in?
Is he going to give it to him? No, it looks like
he's just short. 63-27, NFA on top. Look at the nice job here, finding the receiver, and give credit to Clark.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he gets it, quick, see right ahead. Yep. Sometimes you see on those quick screens that hesitation. He took it and went straight up the field, got in the end zone for the touchdown.
I say the offense for the Wildcats with that quick pass game is really effective. It's just being consistent with it.
At the end of this one, we're going to sign off, and you're going to want to go check out all of our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, for Game Day CT, for the Roberto's Log Cabin Player of the Game Day, as well as the Waterford Dental Health Coaches Interview, the Core Plus Credit Union doing business as Scient Federal Credit Union, or the Scient Federal Credit Union doing business as Core Plus Federal Credit Union. That's how it is. Play of the game.
Whippa!
Fitch is now down 32-18 to West Haven, so not looking good there, which is going to put them in a tough spot come Thanksgiving time. If they can win next week against New London, and that's not a given, but if they can win next week against New London, live on Game Day,
we're going to be there
Saturday morning.
Sábado, bro?
New London, old school. New London High School on Saturday morning.
What time? 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock? 4 o'clock? 10:30. Oh boy, you better set the alarm for me.
I might have to sleep at Dad's the night
Oh my
before.
God, I'm gonna have to go back to Mom and Dad, like, wake me up. But then my mom will make a big breakfast and I'll fall asleep before I get there.
Who's bringing the breakfast sandwiches is what I want to know.
You know what? Tell you right now, I volunteer. I will bring the breakfast sandwiches that morning.
If you do that, I'll bring my appetite.
Okay.
I've always said that my appetite's a friendly person.
It's a deal. Clock running 1:30, so Killingly can just go victory formation
victory right here. One of my favorite moments was when Coach Bunicor, when he was cleaning the uniforms, we were getting ready to play against Stratford, and we were watching a film with Bunnell, and they were taking the knee, and Papa Bunicor said, boy, it would be nice. We can do that at the end of our game, and that was when I made the big mistake. We were called victory, and I called a timeout, and Coach was ripping, but he didn't realize Coach Tim Reardon saved the day. He said, it was me, Coach, my fault. and we talk about that a lot.
So the Roberto's Log Cabin player of the game day, upcoming after the game, nestled in the woods of Lebanon, Connecticut, Roberto's Log Cabin is the cozy rustic home of comfort food. It's family owned and operated. You want to go to Roberto's, see Rob, tell him the game day sent you. Check out the Hall of History. Great craft beers, cocktails, 10 TVs. Game day, highly recommended Roberto's Log Cabin. You want to pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more. And, of course, the Waterford Dental Health coaches interview all upcoming. The clock is going to tick down, so 63-27.
What a great game.
Your victory for Killingly, decisive, and on Military Appreciation Night, they were a well-oiled unit, and they took care of business. For NFA, it's back to the 500 mark at 4-4, but they're not out of the playoffs yet. If they win out and win their last two, they very well could be in still. So a lot of teams in the ECC competing for playoff spots. We'll see after this week where things shake out. But here, Killingly all over NFA, 63-27. Remember to go to Game Day CT on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook and find the interview with the Roberto's Log Cabin player of the game day, as well as the Waterford Dental Health coaches interview with Coach Chad Neal. For Peter Wappy and the crew, for Pasta, I'm Casey O'Neill. It has always been a pleasure. Good night from Killingly, everybody.